Okay, let's dive into this. Listen up, because today we are breaking down the absolute ultimate zero equipment home workout blueprint. If you're, say, between 14 and 25 years old, and you've been dreaming of building this sharp, aesthetic physique, but you're kind of stuck at home without a gym membership, well, this explainer is exactly what you need. Think of me as your older brother here, and we are going to unpack this whole thing together. We're stripping away all the noise to show you exactly what it takes to completely transform your body, using literally nothing but the space in your own room. Now, you might be wondering, can you really build an aesthetic body without a gym? I mean, it's the core doubt everyone has when they start out, right? And the answer is a resounding yes. Whether you're currently on the skinny side or maybe carrying a little bit of extra softness, transforming your physique into a sharp aesthetic shape is entirely possible right at home. In fact, if you follow the exact principles we're about to decode today, you can start seeing clear, visible changes in your body in just 2 weeks. Seriously. So the crucial point is we need a master plan. First, we'll quickly define what an aesthetic body actually is. Then we'll break down the upper body push and pull movements, target the core for that V shape, hit the lower body for power, and finally cover the ultimate drivers of success: recovery, diet, and mindset. Right, let's kick things off with Section 1. What exactly is an aesthetic body? We need to define the end goal here. When you picture the ultimate aesthetic, you're probably thinking of the slim, athletic build of someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, the muscular build of Sheep Gokali, or maybe the perfectly balanced, wide-shouldered look of David Lade. What separates them from the average guy? Well, on one side, we have the soft boy look, undefined form, poor posture. On the other side is the sharp man, strong shoulders, visible abs, and a clear V shape. True aesthetics isn't just about having a beard or looking older. It's entirely about balanced proportions. It's about building a frame that makes you look like a sharp, strong man in whatever outfit you throw on. Moving right along to Section 2, upper body. This is where we get into the push and pull movements. This right here is the absolute foundation of the blueprint. A massive part of that aesthetic illusion comes from your upper body. Wide chest, strong shoulders, perfectly defined triceps. That's what creates a commanding presence. And we build that strength methodically, step by step. If you're a total beginner, no sweat. Just start with step 1, knee push-ups, just to build up your initial confidence. Once you're comfortable there, you graduate to step 2, normal push-ups. Try to hit 5, then 10, focusing purely on perfect form to build your chest and arms. Next up is step 3, incline push-ups. You can just use a bed or a table for these, and they beautifully activate the upper chest and front shoulders. Finally, step 4, diamond push-ups. By bringing your hands close together on the floor, you intensely target the inner chest and triceps. It's tough, for sure, but the results, undeniable. But look, pushing is only half the battle. We absolutely need pull movements to keep our upper body proportions perfectly balanced. And since we don't have a pull-up bar at home, these simple workarounds are absolute lifesavers. You can do doorway towel rows, literally just wedging a strong towel around your door handles to row your body weight, or you can do reverse table dips. Both of these target your back and your biceps, keeping your posture upright and your whole upper body looking sharp and well-defined. All right, Section 3, core for V-shape. Let's talk about building that aesthetic taper. So this is arguably the most eye-catching part of the physique, and getting it requires dedicated work. Generic cardio just isn't going to cut it here. You have to actively build the muscles of your core to create that V-shaped taper. So here's your highly actionable daily routine. You literally only need 15 to 20 minutes a day. First, leg raises. Lie flat and raise your legs to directly hit those stubborn lower abs. Second, planks. Start with a 30-second static hold to build incredible power and keep your back straight. Third, Russian twists. Sit back and twist side to side to hit the obliques, which is what defines that crucial V-line. And finally, mountain climbers. Bring your knees to your chest rapidly. This builds the abs while simultaneously burning off the fat that hides them. Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds the lower body. It's all about power and stability. Look, skipping leg day is the single biggest mistake you can make working out at home. A true aesthetic physique has to be grounded. You absolutely need to bulletproof your lower half for balance, stability, and power. We kick this off with bodyweight squats, aiming for 3 sets of 15 reps to really build up the quads and glutes. Then we move to lunges, dipping your body down to brilliantly improve your balance and core stability along with leg strength. Next is the wall set. Just holding a seated position against a blank wall for 30 to 60 seconds is going to give you immense thigh endurance. And we finish the whole thing off with calf raises, simply lifting up onto your toes to give your lower legs excellent shape and strength. Now for Section 5, recovery and right diet. This is the fuel for muscle growth. And this brilliantly illustrates a stark reality. All that physical work we just talked about, that's just the spark. The workout itself takes maybe 1 hour a day, but your muscle is actually being built during your 23 hours of recovery. The real magic, the actual muscle building and fat burning, happens completely outside of your workout. If you ignore what happens during that massive 23-hour window, all the previous steps are pretty much useless, and you simply won't see results. Which brings us to a truth you probably heard a million times. Abs are made in the kitchen. I really need to emphasize that this famous saying isn't just some catchy fitness phrase. It is 100% the truth for anyone who understands real fitness. You simply cannot out-train a bad diet. Here's a startling statistic directly from our source material. 70%. Studies show that 70% of Indians lack proper protein and nutrition in their daily meals. And guys, protein is the absolute most important nutrient for muscle building. But here's the good news. You do not need expensive supplements to fix this. You can use simple, everyday home-cooked solutions. We're talking about eating eggs, drinking milk, tossing in some sprouts, snacking on peanuts. Balance all that with carbs for energy, and make sure you're drinking 3 to 4 liters of water daily. Doing that will drastically boost your performance and recovery. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, Consistency and Mindset, the psychological engine behind it all. This right here is the true climax of our blueprint, because you can know all the exercises and you can eat the perfect diet. But at the end of the day, bodies are built by discipline, not just picking up dumbbells. Engaging in cheap, artificial dopamine spikes, whether that's endless overthinking, mindlessly scrolling, or excessive adult content, literally drains your natural testosterone, your energy, and your real-life drive. These modern distractions are killing the exact hormones you need for muscle building and motivation. To succeed, you have to lock in a strict 21-day routine to build loyalty to your own words. When you say you are going to train, you train. That mental discipline is your true foundation. Which brings us to one final crucial question. Are you ready for the 14-day challenge? You now have the complete zero equipment blueprint. You know the exact moves. You understand the fuel, and you know the exact mindset required to build a genuinely aesthetic body at home. The knowledge is officially in your hands, but the execution? That's entirely up to you. Will you step up and apply this starting today? Challenge yourself for the next 14 days, build that discipline, and let's see exactly what you are truly capable of achieving.